AITA for walking out of the airport when I saw my husband's mom standing there with her luggage? I am not the original poster. Original post by you, Rhode Island 123 in R. Am I the asshole? Reminder: do not comment on linked posts. Trigger warnings. Toxic relationships. Emotional abuse. Gaslighting. Less than. Mood spoilers. Tension. Frustration. Anger. Sadness. Realization. Reflection. Exhaustion. Less than. An NBSP. #A.I.T.A. For walking out of the airport when I saw my husband's mom standing there with her luggage? Wed. May 11, 2022. IF 30 don't have the best relationship with my husband's mom. Since day one she tried to make remarks and compare me to her. She then tried to get on my good side and started overly praising everything I do, and sometimes even copying me, like that one time when she literally dyed her hair purple just like mine, and when everyone pointed out how ridiculous she looked, she actually blamed me and accused me of trying to make a joke out of her. So, anyways, my husband and I took 2 weeks off work to go visit some places out of the country, tourism in other words. Thing is, I was the one who saved up for and arranged for the trip. My husband was responsible for booking the tickets. My husband's mom wanted to come along and threw temper tantrums when I said no. She called, texted, sent people to talk to me into letting her come, even threatened to call the police and make some complaint up to get us to stay if she can't come. My husband said we should just take her, but I told him he was wrong to tell her about the trip in the first place. He gave me an ultimatum. Said he wouldn't go if she can't come, and I told him I'd gladly call his bluff, which made him take his words back and say, "Fine. I will tell her to stop it because we won't take her." Things got quieter. Suspiciously quieter. The day of the trip came and we got to the airport at 2 p.m. My husband was walking ahead of me and was looking left and right like he was looking for someone. I asked him, but he didn't respond. He led me to the waiting area, and first thing I saw was his mom standing there with her luggage. I froze in my spot. I felt a cold wave washing over me and I was fuming inside. She and my husband were hugging. That's when I quietly turned around and started walking towards the exit. My husband followed me while shouting at me to stop. He tried to stop me, but I told him off the harshest way possible. He tried to say I was overreacting and that his mom was there anyway, and I should let it go and not mess the trip up for us. I told him he and his mom could still go and that I was going home. I went home and sobbed into my dog's fur for several minutes. Turned out he booked her a ticket without me knowing. An hour later he came home yelling and raging about how pathetic and spiteful I was to walk out and go home and ruin the trip last minute. I told him he caused this to happen. He said that I was being so hard on his mom, it's ridiculous. I refused to fight anymore, but he kept on berating me, then called my family to tell them that the trip was cancelled and that it was because of me. My family said that I shouldn't have ruined it for myself and should have sucked it up and done my best to enjoy. Did I really overreact? Judgment. Not the a-hole. An NBSP. #UPDATAITA for walking out of the airport when I saw my husband's mom standing there with her luggage? Mon. May 16, 2022. Hello. I don't know where to begin. It's been an absolute nightmare recently. And I feel like I was losing my sanity. So for more details about my situation, I have to admit that my husband's mom favors him over all his siblings. This affected his relationship with them and me as well. He's never seen an issue with how differently his mom treats him. It bothered me and made me feel uncomfortable. The whole dynamic made me feel uncomfortable. Going low contact has never even been an option. Like he has to see her or call her every day. Most of his siblings don't talk to him, and I 100% believe it's because of his mom's favoritism. Like I said, he does bear some blame for not seeing how wrong this is till this day. In many instances I found myself making excuses for his behavior. Even in my post I did it spontaneously, and I don't know why. But I guess it's because of how much I love him, and because I really wanted to be able to work this type of things out without letting them affect our marriage. Regarding what happened with the trip, he tried to have a talk with me, and most of what he said came from place of blame. Blame towards me. I just couldn't continue with this argument. I told him I needed space and that I would be going to stay with my sister for a while. He didn't take it well. He literally got up from the couch and opened the door, telling me to go right then. In that moment, and seeing how he was still not even anywhere near understanding what he has done, just made things perfectly clear to me. I just had pictured years and years of my life being lived like that, and I was like, no, I can't do it. Can't take any more of it, especially when he keeps focusing on being right every time. His mom can do no wrong. I'm always the aggressive, crazy, jealous, pathetic, overreactor. All these people's opinions, advice and concerns were like a spark, like the wake-up call I really needed. Though I wish that it didn't get this far, but what's done is done. Right now I'm staying with my sister. I brought my dog with me as well. He sent me his last message telling I'm the one choosing to end what we had together, but I believe it's the other way around. Especially with how he keeps making his mom the victim in this situation. It's become clear now that we keep going in circles with no end in reach, and I'm just so exhausted and overwhelmed. I'm not mad at him and don't expect him to change, but at least I'm given options to decide what's best for me and my future, even if it's separation and divorce. A big thank you to those who reached out with resources that I feel very lucky to have come across. Just wanted to give you an update since many of you asked for it. An NBSP reminder: I am not the original poster. I remember this post. When I read these situations, I am always torn on whether the mill is the winner for causing the divorce or the spouse is the winner for getting away from a partner that will never support them. And a crazy mill. It's easier to leave a mommy's boy than to divorce a mommy's boy. Both are easier than trying to change a mommy's boy. At least Oop and her doggo are in a safe place and on the road to freedom. A classic. Though I must say, I thought there were more parts. Then again, my memory plays tricks. Damn, I'm glad it ended with Oop leaving. There is no room for a third person in a marriage. He sent me his last message telling I'm the one choosing to end what we had together. I always find it so strange that people act ridiculous, difficult, controlling, rude, uncompromising, stonewalling, etc., and then say, well, it's your doing. You're the one leaving. I don't have kids and I'm far from being my parents' favorite child. But I just don't understand parents like these. You're meant to raise your kids in a way where they become their own people. Not someone who is still stuck on your nipple. The mill is probably too old to change her ways. But I hope that OOP's ex-husband, I'm going to assume and hope they got divorced, gets therapy and learns just how unhealthy this sort of relationship is. Not just for himself, but his mom too. His mom deserves to have a life of her own, and he does too. In any case, I hope Oop is in a happy, healthy place away from these people. All I could think was, thank God she didn't have children with that overgrown man-baby. She can kick that overgrown man-baby to the curb and get down to living her best life without his mother. Hope to see another update. I don't know who's worse, OP's husband, or the guy who took his mom on his honeymoon. I dated a guy who wouldn't move out of his mother's house because if she died when he still lived there, he got 2/3 of the house and his sister only 1/3. Even suggested we got married and I got a flat nearby. His order of priorities were him first, her second, everyone else next and me last. In the end I had enough. After many years and called it quits. He gave me a list of his demands that I would have to do in order for him to take me back. After I had stopped laughing at him in a slightly maniacal way. Always meet in a public place. It was a coffee shop. I just told him that wasn't going to ever happen. I want a year update. As a sibling to someone with this mother-child dynamic, can confirm the other siblings don't talk to that ex-husband. Dude really thought he could bring his side piece on vacation with his wife and not get in trouble. I wonder if he booked mommy her own room. Or if he expected them all to share. Or maybe he would stay with mommy and his wife would have her own room. Which is kind of what happened. This makes me think of the mom that tried the wedding dress and caused the wedding to be cancelled. Just this is so much worse. At least in the other one they were trying to hide it. Is this guy serious? Hope he and his mom become happy together. Yeah, in that way. They seem to deserve each other. I recall this post if your relationship has a third person in it that you didn't choose. It's a bad sign. While I am sad that Oop is hurting, getting away from her enmeshed husband and controlling JNMIL is the best thing that could happen to her. Him sneaking his mom in on their vacation and blaming Oop for leaving the airport was truly awful. There was absolutely no good outcome for Oop if she'd stayed in the marriage. Damn, does he in love with his own mother? Cut the umbilical cord, brother. I hate mama's boys. Op was the side piece. And only married to her husband because it is illegal for him to have an incestuous relationship with his mother. Nauseated face.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Cast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.